in market share, outperforming the competition, winning the customer experiences.
It can't be just another regular meeting. This must be a place by your choice, not by what I say, by your choice to escalate you far beyond. Because there's going to be coming new adversity. Could you imagine, had you not said that? Could you imagine, had you not go through that difficulty? Could you imagine if you weren't in the middle of it right now? Know that playmakers respond other people in crutches. You are the only voice of courage and confidence and belief and example and character. You couldn't be sitting in those seats if you didn't have those qualities, because we're going to leave out of here, and guess what all of us are going to do? We're going to go right in the middle of the deal heat again. And we're going to have situations that we face we've never seen before. Commitment, dedication, effort, resilience, passion, purpose, focus, energy, excellence, and constantly raising the bar.
I have known the Holloway family for over 30 years. Kay and Wendell Holloway have raised their children to be leaders among their peers and contributors to their community. It is no surprise to me that Brian, Karen, and Jonathan have all become very, very successful in life. Brian comes from good stock, and I know he's trying to pass the lessons of that stock on.
Well, I first met Brian Holloway when his great grandfather, Bill Trent, his grandmother, Vi Trent, brought him to the White House years ago. He's a good man. I can speak for his character. I've watched him give of himself to his community, and certainly to the NFL, where he played with such honor and distinction. And so put me down, and Barbara too, as those who would recommend Brian Holloway. We're proud to be a little part of his resume.
And it started with a belief. It started with a conversation. It started with a new step, a higher up. I know you are this successful, and I know you are the make it happen people. But I am telling you today, there is another level that you can access. This is exactly what we said to the ball players. Said that to the Ravens when I was up in Baltimore. There's another level that's available to each one of you. And here's why you must pull it out. There's some stuff you need to see past to be able to think outside the box for the next new breakthrough. And that idea may not lie in you, but it lies in someone on your team. And it's not going to come out till you coach and pull and believe and encourage it to come out. You need to make sure that when your team comes together, when your dealers come together, then they walk in your locker room, that it is a winning attitude, a winning conversation. The one time in my life, the one time that I could be here with you, the one, you get one. And today is a powerful, meaningful day because I had the opportunity to be here in front of you. That teacher didn't know one day, out of all the great presenters in the country, the teacher didn't know one day I would be the one to be picked for you, the greatest, the world's best, the leaders that must make the impossible happen.
Hi, my name's Eric Dante. I'm Director of Business Intelligence and Bids and Contracts at Apple. Brian, thanks for another incredible day. You really blew the lid off for the team today. We talked about accountability, about taking responsibility for making the team better, and about everybody working together to make the environment the best it can be. Every time we work together, and we've been working for 14 years together, it gets better every time. Love the work you're doing. Appreciate you being here. Thanks.
Playmakers, those people that make it happen. Those the ones that come in early and stay late. Those the one responsible to win the game. Those who have to stand in the face of the impossible and make the impossible happen. If you're going to compete today, if you want to win today, if you got to outperform the competition today, it requires frontline people like you dominating every single day, every client engagement, every dealer engagement, every conversation, every crisis, solving it elegantly and accelerating momentum on the team. I took that tenacity to college. I took it to the National Football League. When the New England Patriots drafted me #1, they weren't just drafting a football player. Like you, they're drafting momentum. They're drafting strength. They're drafting desire. There's a very special word, and we don't have it here in our culture, but in the Latin culture, it's called ganas. Ganas, a deep emotional desire to succeed, no matter what. I said, do you believe in win? You must be a catalyst, a playmaker. You must be the one willing to stand in that place deep in the forest where the gale winds blow the most fierce as a sales professional, as a service provider, as a master team builder.
Hi, my name is Dee Murray. I'm a contracts negotiator with Apple. I sat through a session today with Brian. It was amazing. I learned to not be afraid to have the hard conversations, to look inward, and that's going to help me with my career and it's going to help my team. I believe that.
I lose most people in this turn because it's a high-speed turn. And I want you to get ready because now you're going to get all the engines. It's to pour greatness into it in our conversation. I see greatness in you. I see something different. I want you to excel. I want you to perform and move like this. I want you to execute at this level for a reason. I want this business opportunity to take you, escalate you and your family to a place of your dreams. And each day as your coach, I'm here committed to raising the bar and pulling that out of you. I want you to carry the game ball every day. Because we know once we leave this place, we're all going to face that new adversity and face the new challenge and increase competition. And it's going to be hard. And when the pressure comes, that's what we want. When the adversity hits, that's what we want. When the new rules and the game changes, that's what we want. Why? Because the competition breaks it down, gives up. It's too hard. They're stressed out. And yet we, knowing that those things exist, that's where we get strong.
Hi, I'm Jeff Garrett from Medi Promotions. I've been with this company for 17 years and I've heard a lot of motivational speakers, but I got to tell you, none have brought the best out in me like Brian Holloway. We just had a blast for 2 hours. He challenged us. He made us find the nuggets in what he was saying. And I'm telling you what, I can't wait to go out there and deal with my clients right now. Thank you.
I wanted to sit there and not only dominate the market, I wanted to win market share. I wanted to own it, and I wanted to get the highest and best tips. And I realized I'm going to find a way to look at my business completely different. I was 9 years old like you, looking for a way to win, looking for a way to succeed. I had great desire, and I was going to wait for nothing. Being able to look at different ways we could sell and provide service in our products and deliverables in such a way that there was no one else in the industry that could compete with our level of commitment, passion, love, and care that comes in the delivery. And it's wrapped up in the desire that comes from within, called ganas. It's what I prepared and planned and committed and dedicated and sacrificed to do. That's to be #1, just like you. And every day it requires a commitment. Every day it requires a sacrifice. Every day it requires a ganas, a desire to be even better. And I've had this conversation with professionals, the best.
Hi, I'm Paul Jaffe with Medi Promotions. Just spent 2 engaging hours with Brian Holloway. Got to say, I found him to be one of the most engaging, impelling, and intellectual sales and marketing minds who happen to play football.
As business professionals, as sales professionals, as someone like you who've worked every day of your life, someone like you who goes out the door with desire, someone like you has to move and inspire people, someone like you who didn't ask for all these responsibilities, but the fact is you have to take responsibilities over other people's life and drive them to success. Show them the big picture, encourage them to win, be tough on them, coach greatness out of them. And we sat there and realized that this moment, with the same desire and wiring that each of you have in this room. I know some of you thought this was going to be just a regular speech, but some of you may realize this is a moment where the future is going to alter. The future could be altered forever if you have the courage to play that big and see that far and release that goddess that has been put inside you. Never imagined, never seen before, and you had to hold on tight around those high-speed corners. And when you laid there, when it was over, you laid there exhausted, and everyone was celebrating, couldn't believe how you did it, how high you were up. And then for some,
hi, my name's Deb Oberly and I'm with Microsoft, and I really enjoyed Brian's presentation today and learned about how to really leverage your organization and also get that secret society virus, get that out of your organization so you can really get the teamwork and fly together and get some great results.
Hope is not a pathway. We've got to create the solutions and the strength and the confidence, and that's what we're going to stand upon. What's exciting about this, you are the right people for our country to lean on right now.
Hi, I'm Sally McCollum, PhD. I'm a clinical psychologist. I have degrees from Harvard, from the University of Oregon, from the California School of Professional Psychology in Los Angeles. And I've just spent an exciting day here today with Brian Holloway and several other brilliant people from various fields having to do with health and the mind, body, and spirit. I want to invite everyone else that has an opportunity to join Brian in this kind of networking. It's been very exciting, and I hope you can take advantage of it too.
Okay, I'm George Mohatchee, President and Chief Executive Officer of Foresters. Brian talked to us today. He did a great job talking about how to build the leadership team, talked about the playmakers and how important they are, but also talked about how to deal with folks who are underachievers and folks who are not team players. And I personally got a lot out of that, and Brian, you did a great job. Thank you very much.
They believe in the numbers, and they're supported by the facts, and they have the ability to marshal the resources and communicate with people all around them. They have the ability to almost look into the future. They can sit there and make calls, studying the numbers. They are the anchor, their stability, they're the strength, they are the certainty. They have a way about them that lets you know.
I'm Steve Burson, a corporate and securities lawyer at Nelson Mullins here in Atlanta. My background is in working with startup companies and public companies in the technology space. I'm working with Brian Holloway on a digital company. Did a tremendous job as a motivational speaker. I was very surprised to see how quickly he could motivate everybody in the crowd to get involved in the topic, and with a great sense of humor.
And underneath your job description, if you peel it back, besides servant leader, besides dedicated, besides obsessive and compulsive to make things right, which you better have, besides the fact that you stay late, you work weekends, you come in early, underneath the job description, there it is. It says you make the impossible happen. Standing on your commitment and character to say, I promise, with my product and my service and my delivery and the experience, I promise we will be the first to win.